Apple may have just leaked Nikon's next camera, and then, apparently realizing what happened, Apple removed it. For a short time, a camera called the Nikon Z70 appeared on Apple's official list of authorized ProRes and ProRes RAW products. There's only one small problem. Nikon has never announced a Z70. The name was spotted, Nikon Rumors reported it, and only a few hours later, the Z70 disappeared from Apple's page. So, was this simply a typo? Was it an internal product name that accidentally escaped into the wild? Or did Apple just give us the best evidence yet that Nikon is finally preparing the high-end DX camera that many photographers have wanted since the D500? Let's slow this down and separate what we actually know from what we would simply like to be true. Because right now, the Nikon Z70 is not an announced camera. Nikon has not confirmed the name, the sensor, the specifications, the price, or the release date. This is just a rumor. It's a very interesting rumor, but it's still a rumor. Here's what happened. Apple maintains an official support page listing products authorized to use ProRes and ProRes RAW. Under Nikon, that page currently includes cameras such as the Z6 III, Z8, Z9, and ZR. For a short time, the Nikon Z70 was reportedly listed alongside them under both ProRes and ProRes RAW. Nikon Rumors published screenshots showing the entry before and after its removal. The quick removal certainly makes the listing more interesting, but it does not prove it was a leak. Apple may have removed the Z70 because someone realized an unannounced product had accidentally been published. It may also have removed it because people reported that no such camera currently exists and Apple corrected a simple database error. From the outside, correcting a typo and cleaning up a premature product listing look exactly the same. The removal tells us Apple noticed the entry. It does not tell us why the entry was there. There's another reason we should not dismiss the listing completely. Apple says it licenses and certifies ProRes and ProRes RAW for specific third-party products. That process requires communication between Apple and manufacturers. So if Nikon has an unreleased camera going through certification, it is entirely plausible that the product name could exist inside Apple's system before Nikon announces it. Someone may have simply published an update table too soon. And if you enjoy Nikon news without every rumor being treated like a message carried down from the mountain, subscribe to the channel. We will follow the story, but we're going to keep the facts and the speculation in their proper boxes. What does the Apple listing actually tell us? Potentially, it tells us that the Z70 name is real and that a product using that name has some level of authorized ProRes and ProRes RAW support. It does not tell us whether either format would be recorded internally or sent through HDMI to an external recorder. It does not reveal resolution, frame rates, recording limits, card type, or heat management. Most importantly, it tells us absolutely nothing about the still photography specifications. The sensor discussion comes from separate rumors. Nikon Rumors says a high-end DX camera has been in development and describes it as a very fast camera, possibly something like a miniature Z9, a miniature ZR, or a modern successor to the D500. The most dramatic rumored specification is a 45 megapixel stacked sensor. That would be quite a camera. It would also be quite a sensor. So let's talk about what Nikon might realistically use. Camera companies frequently reuse proven sensor designs or underlying sensor architecture. They can combine an established pixel design with faster electronics, a newer processor, different readout circuitry, or a stacked construction. That does not mean Nikon can take the sensor from a Z52, glue another layer underneath it, and suddenly create a 45 megapixel monster. Stacking improves the way sensor data is stored in RED. It does not magically add pixels. The first possibility is the old Nikon favorite, approximately 20.9 megapixels. That resolution goes back to the D500, the D7500, and Nikon continues using a 20.9 megapixel DX sensor in cameras including the Z52. Nikon could develop a much faster stacked or layered version of that general architecture. For a sports and wildlife camera, 20.9 megapixels is not automatically a problem. The D500 proved that. Reasonable file sizes, good high ISO performance, and very fast readout can matter more than a giant megapixel number. But in a new flagship DX camera, 20.9 megapixels would be difficult to market. Nikon has used that number for roughly a decade. Photographers buying into a premium DX body in 2026 would probably expect more cropping room, particularly because extra reach is one of the main attractions of the format. It would also conflict completely with the 45 megapixel rumor. The second possibility is a sensor in the 26 megapixel family. This may be the most believable choice if speed is Nikon's priority. We already know what a modern 26 megapixel stacked APS-C sensor can accomplish. The Fujifilm X-H2S uses a 26.1 megapixel stacked BSI sensor and can shoot as fast as 40 frames per second. Its fast readout reduces rolling shutter, supports 6.2K video, and makes it an extremely capable hybrid camera. I'm not saying that Nikon would place a Fujifilm X-Trans sensor inside a Z camera. Fujifilm uses its own color filter design, and Nikon would almost certainly want a conventional Bayer implementation. But the X-H2S demonstrates that the underlying class of sensor technology already exists. A Nikon version paired with X-Speed processing and Nikon autofocus could create exactly what D500 owners have been asking for: a smaller, high-speed body with professional controls, serious subject detection, and the extra pixel density of DX. At around 26 megapixels, an 800 millimeter lens would give you the angle of view we associate with 1200 millimeters on full frame, while still producing a 26 megapixel file. Wildlife photographers are now reaching for their wallets, and Nikon has not even announced anything. The problem is that 26 megapixels does not explain the 45 megapixel rumor, and it would not provide enough horizontal pixels for native 8K capture. That brings us to the third and most interesting possibility: a sensor derived from the newer 40 megapixel APS-C class. Fujifilm's X-H2 already uses a 40.2 megapixel BSI APS-C sensor. That camera can record 8K video internally using Apple's ProRes. The sensor is not stacked, but it proves that very high-resolution APS-C sensors are already practical. Imagine Nikon taking that general high-resolution architecture and creating a faster version. It could be fully stacked, partially stacked, or paired with significantly improved readout electronics. That would place the rumored 45 megapixels within shooting distance of the technology that already exists. It would also make the Z70 name seem logical. Within Nikon's full-frame lineup, the number 7 has traditionally suggested higher resolution. A Z70 could occupy a similar position in the DX lineup. A sensor around 40 to 45 megapixels would be extremely attractive for birds and wildlife because it would offer tremendous cropping flexibility. It could also provide the pixel count needed for 8K video, making the ProRes listing even more meaningful. But there are trade-offs. Reading 40 or 45 megapixels at very high speed generates enormous amounts of data. That requires fast processing, a large buffer, high performance storage, more power, and effective heat management. Add stack construction, and the sensor becomes expensive. This would not be a slightly nicer Z52. It could become a genuinely premium camera, potentially priced close enough to full frame that photographers would have to choose between sensor size and speed. There's also a fourth option that will not generate exciting headlines. The 45 megapixel report could simply be wrong. Rumors often combine accurate pieces of information with specifications from different prototypes or educated guesses. Nikon could be testing several sensor configurations. A reference to 45 megapixels might belong to another camera entirely, or the final Z70 may use a more conventional sensor. If I had to rank the possibilities today, I would put a stacked sensor in the mid 20 megapixel range first for pure technical plausibility. It offers the best balance of speed, rolling shutter control, autofocus performance, video capability, and cost. But if Nikon really intends the Z70 to be both a miniature Z9 and a miniature ZR, then a 40 to 45 megapixel stacked or partially stacked sensor would make this camera far more significant. It would not merely replace the D500, it could become one of the most ambitious APS-C cameras ever made. And that may explain why the Apple listing matters. ProRes and ProRes RAW authorization suggest Nikon would be treating this as a basic still camera with video added to complete the feature list. It points towards a serious hybrid product. Again, that's an inference, not confirmation. Here's where I land. I believe the Apple listing makes the Nikon Z70 more likely to be real than it was a week ago. The fact that it appeared in two sections of an official Apple page and then disappeared deserves attention. I do not believe it confirms a 45 megapixel stacked sensor, 8K recording, a full release, or any other specifications being discussed. The name may be real. The ProRes relationship may be real. Everything beyond that remains an interesting collection of clues. If Nikon does release a professional DX body, what would you prefer? Would you choose approximately 26 megapixels with maximum speed and better high ISO performance? Or would you accept larger files and a higher price for 40 to 45 megapixels and more room to crop? Let me know in the comments. And if Apple accidentally publishes the price next, perhaps they could leave that page online for a few extra minutes. Please consider subscribing.